So today we're working on the 105. We're gonna do some work to it. It's a bit overdue. Been working a little bit too much with my 9 to 5 job, so I'm here to swap it out. What I'm going to be swapping is the current UHF setup. I'm going from an Oricom 1.5 meter antenna to a GME. I believe it's a twin pack 6.6 dB and a 2 dB. And we're just trying to move it from the bull bar to the roof rack / cage, whichever way you want to put it. The reason for moving to the roof rack or roof cage, depending which way you want to put it, was better signal, especially in the hilly terrains, which I go to every night. It will give me some better signal, better range, and it frees up the bull bar to put an FM antenna on the front, so that when I am obviously in the hills, I can run FM radio pretty clear and AM radio reasonably good. So currently the UHF antenna is this big one here, which sits on the bull bar on a Uniden pull down. That itself is going to go up on top of the current setup up there on the roof cage. So we will still be able to drop this antenna wherever we need it. The spring's obviously a bit better than what I've already got here. This moves around quite a fair bit in the wind. There are a few plans with this current antenna that we don't use it for, but at the moment we're not sure. And obviously I've just got to trace that wiring through down there, and that should hopefully work. And obviously we are going to just put it up the top, up on there. It'll be on the right hand side a little bit so that I don't hit trees and that. This FM antenna is going to be moved eventually. So that is the current plan. It'll just sit up there, probably 3rd or 4th hole in. Hopefully it's not going to be too heavy. And then it's wiring in all the cables. Unfortunately, we had some little breakages with the antenna. I'm just going to quickly show you the antenna broke, and I'm about to show you exactly the old antenna. So this is the old antenna right here, and unfortunately the cable, as you can tell, it's a bit frayed, but it actually is broken. Like, I'm pulling that out of the actual base of the antenna, and there you can see that needs to be fixed. I'm not sure how to fix it, but there you go. That's it. That should explain all my issues with the UHF recently. I mean, this is 3 years old, this antenna. So yeah, we also have the bracket off. As you can tell, I'm just about to move the car. The bracket is off. The Uniden bracket is actually officially off the car and ready to go. So where it was sitting, which used to be right there, it's no longer sitting there now. So yeah, that's where it is there. Obviously the FM antenna is still right there. That FM antenna will eventually be moved to here, hopefully to give it a bit more ground play. And it won't look as good. I mean, the car is starting to look a bit funny with my antenna sitting up on the top of the roof there, but it is what it is. So it will sit right there. That won't be a hard job. So that bracket is done, as you can tell. That is ready tomorrow. Do some drilling up on the roof there, and that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. So we're just about to finish doing the roof cage, putting this new antenna up the top. It's a 6x6 dB as well as a 2.1 dB. So that is the whole idea, hopefully. So we've got to just drill a pre-existing hole, just got to drill it out a bit more, put the base through. And once we put the base through, then we can put this big ass bracket back through, and then it'll be putting the antenna on and feeding the wiring through the pre-existing parts, which is all in there. My finger there, and it goes through that second hole on the bottom down there. And then it'll be just running the cable along the roof, and finding a place to drop it inside the car and to where the UHF is already set up. So, plan is there's a hole up here which we will drill through. It's a third hole up on top of the thing, and basically the antenna will go from up here and then we'll drop down. So that is the current plan, and we'll just take you have a look at it. So the third hole, which is right near the drill, is roughly the location where we're going to drill it in, and then it'll just be able to run across the roof like that. So that is the drilling that we're about to do. So hopefully we don't make too much noise. Let's have a look at this bracket and see the bracket fits it. As I said, it only had to be lightly drilled to see if this bracket fits through it. So it's only a little bit more has to go through. So and there we go. Perfect. She's now in where we want it. Just to get rid of all the metal shavings off my roof. Okay. One will go there. One will go there. And there you go. So that's where it will sit. The base will go here, and then what we'll do is we'll put the antenna on, and then we just got to find sections along here where we can run the coax. That's probably going to go underneath each one of these. So probably on that side, each one of these run a cable tie between them. all the way down, that should be solid enough to hold it. And then, you know, you just imagine that's that, and that will drop like that. So hopefully that will be enough to make sure that she, one, passes my roof, and two, I can put the antenna on. So before I decide to bolt this in, I'll take advantage of where I can run this cable through so that it is easier for me to, let's see, I think I was going the wrong way there. Yeah. It's amazing how these things work. Okay, so there we have it. And there it is. The antenna is actually installed, ready to be mounted into the car, and that's where the, I guess, the fun begins. So that's in the, it's not dead where I would prefer it, but that means I can still get out, drop it down, get in and out of shopping centres, car parks and stuff like that, and then I can just pop it back up. Now the fun part is figuring out where this goes, and it's probably going to come under, yeah, probably that one there, and then just cable tie it all the way along, yeah, and then skid across, and then probably down here into the engine bay. Cable tied it up underneath there as best I can. Try and follow this for you as best I can as well. And it just goes, as you can tell, goes to the next support part here. It's all cable tied. Run the cable down through here. It's just been taped up temporarily until I can get some rubber so that it doesn't fade on here at all when the door's open and closing. I might be able to fix that in a second, but that's just an insurance case. Come around here, the cable's actually behind this. And we just follow this down. And keep coming down. And then it's just down below here. And then it zooms off there. And then just unravels itself all in the back there. And then it just comes out just there, connects to the radio. So what I'm going to do is just double check that that isn't at all bundled up underneath the carpet there. And just make sure it's all spread out and evenly, because that can affect your reception with UHF. But yeah, hopefully that all works. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to fully record everything that was going on. My phone was just off the hook, unfortunately, with a lot of work calls. I just got to put the coverings back on here. I've got to put the ECU covering on there. And then put all the rubbers back along the door on this door trim. And the same on the other door trim. And then just above here, you can see a bit of cable. That's just got to be redone. Hopefully this is gonna work. Put an antenna onto this, but this is a little bit wobbly, so I'm gonna see if I can do it up, and then I just got to go across onto the other side over there. There's a couple of cable ties, as you can tell. One's just pointing up there, one there, and one down the bottom. Hopefully I can tighten this up, and yeah, we can reverse her out and put an antenna on it. Well, there we are. As we're following that antenna up to the top, it's all there. So it's a good day for us to see this project finally done. After so long of waiting, we finally got it done. Now tomorrow on the way to work, I can test out it. And there we go. There we go, peoples.